What is up, everybody? How's everyone doing out there today? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG, and today we are back with another Tarkir Dragonstorm Collector box battle, and we're just going to get into it today. So how this thing is going to work, we have 4 participants. We're going to crack this thing open. Each one of them is going to get 3 packs. We're going to open those packs in rounds of 3, adding up the mana values for all the rares and all the mythics. And at the end of this thing, the person with the highest total mana value and the person with the lowest total mana value amongst rares and mythics are each going to get 1 additional collector pack of Tarkir Dragonstorm. In the event of a tie, we will take the highest mana value mythic as the first tiebreaker, the highest mana value rare as the second tiebreaker, and if we need a third tiebreaker, we will have a jousting contest. Or we'll go down the line with the highest mana value rare until there is a tie, no more. We give these a good shuffle here. It feels like, I keep saying this, but it feels like the almost consensus. It's very hard to have a consensus in the Magic community, but it feels like this this set is very well liked. At least thematically, we will see how the cards fare, the actual cards from the set fare in terms of playability. I think they're going to be huge commander cards at the very least, but we'll see what level of impact they have on constructed play, primarily standard and maybe even modern in here. All right, so we have Daniel B, JMB, Future, and last but not least, JA. Daniel B, we start with you. Good luck, everybody. Let's have some fun. All right, so we've had some mixed results, right? I opened the first collector box was for me. I would say my collector box was maybe on the, let's just call it mid. Last collector box we did was pretty good. I'm hoping that we continue the trend upward today. Here we go, Daniel B. We're going to start off with a Sarkhan Dragon Ascendant in that showcase foil frame, that Tarkir frame. I really like that. That's a 2. Next up, we have the Snake Ranger, the Snekis Ranger. That is a 4 for mana value. Flamehold Grappler, Jeskai, Human Monk. All right, that's a 3. Transforming Flourish as the commander slot. And then we conclude with a Narset Jeskai Waymaster. Oh, there we go. First pack, we have a Dragon Eye land. Some people are kind of like, whatever, they're fine, and I think a lot of people are like, I think, again, consensus-wise, if you're playing a dragon deck, you definitely want these as your lands. All right, here we go. Daniel B, you have a 3, 6, 9, 13, 14, 15, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, and 15. 15 it is. What do I want to put on top? Put the Prowler on top, sure. 15. It's a fairly low pack. We did crack the seal on getting a couple of Crater Hoofs and I think a Dracogenesis in the last box. We have not seen Ugins or Elspeths yet. I would like to turn that around today. Here we go, JMB. Start off with a Shiko, Paragon of the Way, Spirit Dragon, the Jeskai Spirit Dragon. Very cool in that foil dragon showcase frame. That's a 5. Nature's Rhythm, I like this rare quite a bit. Pretty good, that's a 2. Fangkeeper's Familiar, Sultai, Mystic Snake, 4. Then we have a Commander Mythic. We have Felithar the Steadfast. That is a 4 for mana value. Wow, triple Mythic pack, huh? And then a Dracogenesis. Why not? Pack foil Dracogenesis. That is still a, that is, not say still, I know the set just came out. That is actually a really good hit. That is one of those cards that people are at least initially chasing down. All right, so we have some sleeving to do here real quick. Dracogenesis, Felithar, and Shiko. Pretty good pack there, JMB. Pretty good pack. All right, here we go. So we have ourselves a 5 plus 4, that's 9, plus 8, that's 17, 21, 22, 23, 6, 14, 18, 23 it is. Sure. Okay, we'll leave the Dracogenesis on top. Why not? Future, you're up next. Haven't really been looking for the reversible cards in the last 2 videos. I'll try to be a little bit more mindful of that today. Nothing. Warrior, sure. Start off with a Herd Heirloom. That is a 2. Into a Magmatic Hellkite in that showcase version. That's a 4. Felithor, Dawn of the Abzan. I actually do like this card. I think this card's pretty good. It's a 3. Become the Avalanche. That is a 6 in that commander slot. And then an Inevitable Defeat. Pretty good piece of removal there. Borderline playable. Not sure if it's there, but at the least borderline. Here we go. 4 plus 6, that's 10. 13, 17, 19. 6, 7, 8, 9, 15, and 19. What do we put on top here? I'm gonna put Felithor on top. All right, JA, to you. Start off with a Roar of the Endless Song, Borderless Foil Saga. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yep. Alright, that is a 5. Followed by a Stillness in Motion. That is a 2. Sarkhan again. There does seem to be some duplication. I think we've pretty much just become familiar with that as a pattern in collector boxes now. It's not a matter of if duplication, it's a matter of what duplication, right? That is a 2 for mana value. Followed by Diviner of the Mist in the commander slot. That is a 5. And a Dragonologist as a 3 pack foil rare there. And that will do it for that pack. That seemed like a fairly low mana value pack. 3, 8, 10, 12, 17. Low-ish, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, and 17. Yeah. So after the first round, we have Daniel B with a 15 in the low, JMB in the high with a 23, Future with a 19, and JA with a 17. Daniel B, back to you. Seen a couple of good mythics, but a lot of ball game left. Here we go, Daniel B. Thunder of Unity. Oh, okay, it's the Mardu Borderless Foil Saga. Again, really bang up job with the artwork there. A 3 for mana value. Followed by, Meringue River Regent. That is just one of those. It is one of the reversibles. Cool. So we got Meringue the River Regent. That is a 6. And there's the baby version. I don't know how I personally feel about these. Like, I don't think I'm like in on the, there's a cute baby version and then there's a mean adult version. I don't know. Not really my thing, but to those who dig it, teach their own. That's okay. All right. That's a 6 for mana value. Dragonologist, this time as the showcase version, which again, I think that framework is pretty awesome. Voracious Bibliophile on the commander slot, that is a 4. And we conclude with a Wind Crag Siege, which is a 3. We hit a Dragon Eye land, the red one. In the first pack, we have not seen one since. About a 25% hit rate, maybe even it feels like a little bit less than that, but by percentages, it should be about 25%. Here we go. 3 plus 4 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, and 19. That's 6, 9, 12, 16, and 19 it is. That will give you a 34, Daniel. All right, JMB, back to you. Does feel like the special guests do seem to be about an average of 1 per box. Question is, will it be a fetch land or an ultimatum? And is there a chance at a dragon scale? Here we go. Bloom Vine Regent. That's cool. So another one of those borderless dragons. That is a 5 for mana value. It does have a reversible side. Again, there's the baby version. Sure. Cool looking card. Pretty good card, I think, actually. That is a 5 for mana value. Followed by the Dalkovan Encampment. Dalkovan? Yeah, there we go. That is part of the rare land cycle. That is a 0. New Way Forward, 5. Caldera Pyramaw as the commander slot, also a 5. And a New Way Forward, which is also a 5 mana value. Well, that's going to make that pack pretty easy now, isn't it? So we have ourselves a 5, 10, 15, and 20. JMB, that will put you at a 43, which does, at the very least, for the moment, take back the high. All right, Future. You have a 19 currently. Let's turn the Mythic faucet back on. I liked it a lot more when we're pulling Mythics. Here we go. How about that? All right. Oh, which one is this? Is this Dragon Assault, I think? That is, anyways, that is the Ghost Fire treatment. That is not, does not appear to be Halo Foil. But I think it's a Dragon Assault, I think? I can't remember. Cannot remember. And it's not in English, so womp womp. But nevertheless, a pretty cool hit there, Future. Congrats. There's a 5 for mana value as well. About another Mythic. Oh, let's go. Nice. That is the first Jasper I've pulled. That is the first Mox Jasper. Very, very sweet pull. That is a heck of a start to a pack there, Future. Into Glacier Wood Siege as the Borderless. Will of the Sultai in the commander slot. And a, oh, wow, nice pack. And a Voice of Victory. Definitely, right now, the early favorite for most valuable and playable rare in the set as well. I think that card is just pretty darn good. Dragon good? I don't know. But at the very least, man, beautiful Japanese foil showcase Ghost Fire. And then a showcase Dragon Frame Mox Jasper. And a Voice of Victory, which is also no slouch. Okay, so mana value here. I guess we should read those off. That's 0 plus 5. That's 5, 6, 7, 12, and 15. 3 plus 5, 8, 9, 10, yeah, 15. 15. And that will put you at a 34. Gosh, I think I'm going to keep the Jasper on top. All right, JA. JA, you have 17 currently. Start off with the Laced Prowler. That time in the foil version of that. That's a 4. Winter Night Stories. That is a 3. The Sibsig Ceremony. That is a mouthful. Will of the Jeskai. Not Jessica's Will. Will of the Jeskai. That is a 4. And a Roar of the Endless Song. The Teamer Saga after that. And that will do it for that pack. Okay. Mana value-wise, we have a 5, 9, 12, 15, 19, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, and 19 indeed. It's going to put you at a 36. And what's going to create an interesting last round, which is prone to happening. Coming to the last round. Daniel B and Future actually tied in the low with a 34. JA with a 36. JMB in the high with a 43. Very, very interesting. All right, Daniel B, your last pack. Good luck. Good luck, everybody. Last round. It's good. It's good. It's good. That is a Dragon Scale Marsh Flats. Let's freaking go. Let's go. I saw the foiling. I saw the M on it. And Daniel B, I don't know if you're going to win this thing or not, but you kind of still ended up winning this thing. This is a beauty. And these Dragon, I'm going to try and show it off there. That looks so good. That looks so good. The foiling on that is beautiful. My goodness. Marsh Flats Dragon Scale foil. Holy moly. That's like a 1% hit rate, by the way. And we got a Mythic behind it. Get right out of town. Dracogenesis Showcase version. Warden of the Grove. I actually do like this card as well. Gold Lust Triad. That is a 5 for mana value in the commander slot. And then I got another Mythic back here. How about Ureni, the Song of Unending? Pretty good. Pretty good. Man, what an absolute bomb of a pack. Holy moly. I got some sleeving to do. Bear with me, everybody. I think everyone understands. Okay. Once again, showing off the goods there. That is awesome. All right. Got to sleeve up the Urani as well. There's the Dracogenesis. Okay. Well, Daniel B, let's see here. We have an 8 plus an 8. That's a 16. 8 plus 8, 16. Plus 5, 21. Still somehow a 24 pack, even with the Marsh Flats special guest in there. 8, 16, 21, 24. Wow. That will put you at a 58. And you better believe we're going to put that scaled Marsh Flats on top. All right, JMB. You were in the high. Daniel B just had a 24 value mana pack. Currently in the high with a 58. You are chasing 15. 16 to take the outright lead. And I'm pretty sure you both have a Dracogenesis, so I don't know what the tiebreaker is beyond that. Here we go. 16 for the lead. That is a Smile at Death in that showcase foil treatment. Pretty good. That is a 5 for mana value. Nice mythic pull, too. How about a Nariv Heart of the Storm behind that? Also in that tribal showcase version, that is a 4 for mana value. Zergo, that is a 3. Commander slot is Will of the Mardu, that is also a 3. Wow. And a Jeskai Revelation, that is a big old beefy 7. That is a pack foil mythic Jeskai Revelation after that. And a Dragon Eye Forest, that is our second Dragon Eye land of the box. That might get it done. That was also a triple mythic pack for those scoring at home there. JMB smiles at death. Death smiles back. Here we go. You have a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22. Let me just double check that. 3, 6, plus 7. That's 13 plus 4, 17, plus 5, 22. 22. And that gives you a 65 and puts you back in the high. All right, Future. Future, you were tied with Daniel B with a 34 for the low. JA only 2 mana above you at this point, but Daniel B had a pretty high mana value pack at 24. Okay, here we go. Start off with a Kotis the Fangkeeper. That is a 4. Narset, 3. Hollowmurk Siege, 2. Pretty low mana value pack. Kind of what you want to be doing. Jaws of Defeat. That is a 4. And a Quarry Mountain Monastery after that. Oh, and a third Dragon Island. All 3 non-foils so far, whatever that's worth. But a nice little swamp right there as well. That was a pretty low pack. So what do we got going on here? We have a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that a 13? 4, 7, 11, 13. That is 47 for you, which is a definitive low at this point in time. All right, JA. JA, you are only 11 below. The high seems fairly unattainable. The low is an 11, which is going to be a tough act to follow. JA, at the very least, let's see if we can pull you something. Come on. JA's turn to shine. Come on. Hey, all right. All out assault. All out assault. That's what it is. It's at least a mythic. That is a 5 mana value. It's at least, we finally at least got you on the board with a mythic. A 5 for mana value. Followed by a Clarion Conqueror, which is not a bad rare as well. I think this is one of those reversibles. It is. There's the baby Conqueror. But I do believe this is a card that has a better than average chance of seeing some play as well. Next up, we have Kotis the Fangkeeper. And a Floral Evoker. And we conclude with a Surak the Elusive Hunter. So we did not get a 4th Dragon Island. We did not. So it seems to be about 3 per box. It seems to be about the average. Jay, you definitely did not get the best of it today. However, we at least did get you on the board with a mythic. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 18. Let me run that back. 7, 10, 18. Yep. That will put you at a 54, which will not be good enough for the high nor the low today. But let's see what final standings are. Daniel B with a 58. J and B in the high with a 65. Future in the low with a 47. Another pretty good battle. And boy, this is one of those boxes you like, right? Yeah, multiple Dracogenesis, foil skill, fetch land as a special guest, Mox Jasper in there. Pretty good. All right, Future, you have the low, you have the honors. Let us see how we can add to your spoils of battle here. Start off with a nice little Reliquary Dragon. Lotus Light Dancers. The Sibsig Ceremony. Oh, Karsi Revenant. Cool. I'm looking for this card for my Indominus Rex deck. That's why I was like, oh yeah, that's the card I'm looking for. Arbor Adherent as the commander slot. And there we go. There's a little mythic. There we go. Nice little mythic in the back there. Nariv, Heart of the Storm as the Mardu Spirit Dragon. And, hey, how about another land, right? Cool. The prize packs all came from a completely different box, so the odds are all over the place as far as what could be in these packs. All right, JMB, you have the high. Had a nice little battle. How will we add to your spoils for today? All right. How about an all-out assault for you as well? You get an all-out assault, and you get an all-out assault. All right, there we go. By another Dracogenesis. Why not? In case you needed more than one. That is actually still legitimately awesome. Winter Night Stories. A Will of the Abzan. And we conclude with a Roar of the Endless Song, but let us not bury the lead there. You did get another Dracogenesis and an all-out assault foil in your prize pack as well. So not the worst place to be as well. Highlight definitely is, gosh, I'll show it off one more time. The scaled foil fetch lands are ridiculous. And I was of the mindset where I'm like, there's already a bunch of stuff I want. I'm not going to chase these. I'm not gonna, boy, and now I'm rethinking that. That's how much I really like these. Boy, okay. Well, that's gonna do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me, hit the like button for me, and by all means, drop me some comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. Seriously, thank you so much, everybody, and be well.